name is Anthony Cuevas Castro.
How does it feel to come out on top?
Can't challenge Shotzzy. Onset. This
Maybe going by the name of Shotzzy.
Born on July 4, 2001 in Modesto, California, Anthony Cuevas Castro had no choice but to be great. The story starts at a young age, much like all of us, as Shotzzy was watching his uncle play Halo 2. Surprisingly, or coincidentally I should say, a semi-professional Halo player at the time, long before most knew what esports would become. Feeling inspired by an already professional role model, he too would get into the Halo competitive scene. Waiting to play until your uncle got off the game just wouldn't cut it, so with a console of his own, Shotzzy would begin to grind out 2v2 matches with an old-time duo, Falcated, going on an impressive 250 win streak in the process. This solidified the duo as one of the most anticipated Halo players in the scene, a scene they were way too young to compete in. However, this miraculously changed with the release of Halo 5 as the minimum competitive age requirements were dropped. This long-awaited player can finally compete. In an anticlimactic season, the duo joined inconceivable with a rocky start on their competitive journey, finishing top 6, top 8, and top 6 again. This led to the unfortunate replacement of Falcated with Renegade, allowing them to get just over the hump, with Shotzzy winning his first title in 2017. With an additional roster overhaul for the championship season of Halo 5, Shotzzy and Renegade brought on Eco and Stellar, quite literally a start to one of the most dominant seasons in Halo history.
I don't think any of us were that good back in the day. Shotzzy, I think you're one of the best players that we have in the league currently.
Players began to view Shotzzy as a prodigy. And listen to this, out of 11 events, they won 10 of them, including the 2018 World Championship, cementing Shotzzy as the youngest Halo World Champion, still to this very day. Shortly after the 2018 Halo 5 season, Halo's competitive scene began to decline. Imagine being one of the most dominant rosters in history, winning the title, and then the very esport begins to disintegrate. But anyway, at this point, a transition to the Call of Duty space became the most obvious move, at least until Halo got back on its feet. With the end goal of returning to Halo in mind, Shotzzy began to slowly make the transition, playing with up-and-coming Call of Duty players like Dashi and Illy on Black Ops 4 and even Infinite Warfare. Coincidentally, I'm not necessarily sure how many times I gotta say this at this point, but the very players he was playing with ended up being his future and current teammates, and also a gateway to the competitive scene. With the introduction of the 2019-2020 Call of Duty League season, an organization named Dallas Empire set their eyes on the Halo prodigy. With a blockbuster signing of a $300,000 buyout from his former Splice team, Shotzzy found himself on Empire with some of the best players in Call of Duty history, including the most winningest player, Crim6. And I know what you're thinking, how did he even get on a roster this big with little COD experience? Well, remember Illy, the player he was playing with after winning the Halo title. He heavily vouched for him, along with a $100,000 pay cut from his other teammate, Hook. It seemed like his reputation preceded him. With mixed feelings from fans and community members, the expectations were through the roof, and rightfully so, especially if someone is willing to lose out on $100,000 just to play with you, right? Someone that has never played Call of Duty at the highest level, you must be special, and you must live up to the moment. Unfortunately, mirroring his initial Halo 5 season, success didn't come easy. The season began with shaky and truthfully disastrous performances, and with a last place finish and only winning one map, Shotzzy dropped one of the lowest KDs of the entire tournament and was quickly labeled a bust by analysts and community members.
What we've seen out of this guy, even in the matches versus the average teams, he's not playing that well.
And the main question arose, is he going to adapt? And if so, how long? Match after match, Shotzzy was getting absolutely cooked, yet steadily improving not only his game knowledge but overall mechanics, with fans even calling for him to go back to Halo. Just 1 month in, there was huge improvements, as Empire would fight their way to the top, coming in with only a 53% map win rate, yet still getting the second place finish behind Chicago Huntsmen. However, Shotzzy's rapid improvements quickly answered the previous question. Yes, and in 1 month. Another month later, Dallas Empire will be a completely different team. With the Los Angeles home series coming underway, Dallas Empire would fly through the bracket, beating Rocker 3-2 to take home their first event win. And particularly, Shotzzy's individual performances actually solidified his presence in the COD competitive space. By the middle of the season, Shotzzy was a completely different player. redefining the game mechanics by popularizing slide canceling, winning 4 events, including the World Championship of the season. Shotzzy was unanimously named the best player of the game, which actually mirrors his previous Halo season. And by the end of the Modern Warfare 2019 season, he was the season MVP, Rookie of the Year, and a World Champion, all in his first year competing. The first player to ever win world titles in Halo and Call of Duty, let alone in back-to-back years. Insanely, the Esports Awards followed, naming him Console Player of the Year and Console Rookie of the Year. In 2 years, he won 4 awards, 14 events, and was named the best player in his respective games. The following years, however, were not as kind.
Every single time I did, I was just getting shut down and getting talked to like I didn't know how to play Call of Duty. That was my biggest thing, is I was getting talked to like I didn't know how to play it.
Sudden drama involving one of the Empire players circulated the community, leading to the release of Hook, a player that took a $100,000 pay cut just so Shotzzy can break into the Call of Duty space. A severe loss to the team, Dallas Empire could not fully recover, and additional roster shuffles and inconsistencies left the trophy just out of reach. Although Shotzzy remained one of the league's most dynamic players, considered one of the best in his role, which actually catapulted him to the #1 free agent at the end of the season. In a shocking turn of events, the Dallas Empire franchise was no more, as the parent org Envy was merging with the most popular esports franchise, Optic Gaming. The loss of a significant brand paved the way for a new and exciting team, the same team Shotzzy would be on for the remaining of his career. While being on Optic came with the financial and social perks, he found himself teaming with Scump, widely considered the greatest SMG in Call of Duty history. Again, coincidentally, he now teamed with both Illy and Dashi, the players he was grinding with during his Call of Duty transition. There were no more excuses. You now have a solid roster, huge fan base, and a game perfectly suited for the fast playstyle that Shotzzy was comfortable in. They opened strong with a major win, and it seemed like at the start of yet another dominant season in his career. First was Halo, and then another was 2019 with Modern Warfare, and now this. However, life has a funny way of both humbling and trailing you on. Shortly after the first major win, Illy suffered a thumb injury, and the roster headaches they thought were gone returned.
So basically, it's a problem with the range of motion.
Yet again, Shotzzy's team would undergo musical chairs with 3 other substitute players. And to add on to the most frustrating season as of yet, Shotzzy's individual performances was second to none, still making his way on the all-star first team. And it became a what could have been season, leaving fans disappointed and honestly the players wondering, what could the season have been if we continued? If Illy just hadn't gotten injured. The nightmares actually continued in Modern Warfare 2 2022, again with constant roster changes that at some point felt simulated, especially with the retirement of Scump that not only hit the team but the community as a whole. To add on to one of the most frustrating seasons, for the first time in a long time, they picked up an unproven rookie just to get them over the season. Even with all the turmoil, Optic finished top 2 in back-to-back events, Major 3 and Major 4, but just couldn't break through. And I know what you're thinking. Can my guy just get an absolute break? Can he just get a full year with no roster issues? And the answer is yes, alright. This came in Modern Warfare 3 2023. With superstar players like Pred and Kenny joining the team, Optic formed a so-called super team. With a full year of practice and cohesion, Optic got 3rd at Major 1, 2nd at Major 2, and finally won the 3rd Major. Shortly after that, in one of the most dominant final performances ever recorded, Optic secured the World Championship of the Modern Warfare 3 season, where Shotzzy actually earned the MVP and extended his streak of CDL All-Star selections to 4 years in a row. This team was looking unstoppable heading to the Black Ops 6 season. Everyone, and I mean everyone, couldn't wait to see how the season would unfold, holding Optic to the highest of standards. But remember earlier when I said life has a funny way of humbling you? I legitimately can't make this up. For yet another season, right? For the 4th season in Shotzzy's career, more roster drama occurred and musical chairs had began yet again. After just 1 match into the season, Pred got dropped due to personal issues and was later replaced by Hook. I talk more about this season in detail in my previous video essay because what happened in this season was legitimately the craziest thing I've probably ever witnessed in esports history. But to keep matters short, Shotzzy and the team went through 6 different roster iterations, lost 18 consecutive matches in a row, and placed top 8 in 3 events. But yet somehow,
those guys are the best players in the game. They've been rallying us in scrims for a month.
Somehow they became the most dominant team for the final 2-month stretch.
What the fuck happened in the Optic match?
Shotzzy will go on to win the World Championship for Black Ops 6, marking him a world champion in back-to-back years with the same franchise. And additionally, the following month, there would be another big tournament, the Esports World Cup. He would go on to not only win the Esports World Cup, but become the MVP of the entire tournament.
Are you in contention for the greatest of all time that Call of Duty has ever seen?
Hey, I don't tell what people I am. They tell me.
In just 5 years competing, Shotzzy would essentially win every award Call of Duty has to offer, along with career earnings surpassing $1.3 million. Let's just do a final and quick recap. At the age of 24, Shotzzy would be named the youngest Halo World Champion, win 3 Call of Duty World titles, Rookie of the Year, Season and Multi-Event MVPs, All-Star First and Second Team appearances, Esports Console Player and Rookie of the Year, and now finally, Esports Player of the Decade.